God, this is my first review broadcast. It is April 10th. Hope you are having a great day so far. I thought that the Contra Anniversary Collection would be a fitting game for my first review. I bought it for $4 on PlayStation Online. I've had it for maybe about a week, and I thought I would give you the pros and cons to see if it would be a game worth your time. Anyway, let's get started. So, for the Konami tells you in the descriptions you get 10 games included in the collection. The two arcade versions of the first and second Contra. The American and Japanese version of the first Contra, Super C, which was the second game in the series, Contra 3, Operation C, which was the first Game Boy game of Contra introduced, Contra Hardcore, and then the last two were the European versions of Contra 3 and Contra Hardcore. And then bonus book, which talks about, which gives you brief manuals for all of the games, interviews with key figures, talks about the weapons of Contra, the different play styles, a little bit of extra material towards the back, some pretty insightful stuff added. And then the last one is the Japanese version of the rest of the games in your collection. You have the two arcade games at the top, Super C, Contra 3, Operation C, and Hardcore. The two arcade games are different enough from their NES counterparts to still be an engaging experience, even if you have played the original NES games first. You have to be a little bit more on your toes. There's a lot of things that are different. But I still feel like some new experiences completely would have been the better way to go here. Especially since these two are pretty much the exact same game, and then down here at the bottom, these two are also pretty much the exact same as Contra 3 and 4. So Konami says you have 10 games. In actuality, you have 7, and like I just stated, an argument could be made that there's really just 5 games here. A lot of games are surprisingly missing from this. There was a couple of games released for the PlayStation, Contra Legacy of War and C, the Contra Adventure. I think there was also 2 games released for the PS2, Shattered Soldier and Neo Contra. I think those games would have been a nice addition here. Of course, some people might make the argument that they were shooting for a 16-bit experience with this. If that's the case, there is still a game missing from this. It was a game called Contra Force. I believe it was released in the early 90s. So if they're shooting for a 16-bit experience with this, it's kind of strange that that game is missing. So either way you look at it, you can't help but feel like this is just really incomplete. Local co-op is available in all of these except 2. The first arcade version of Contra, and then the Game Boy experience, of course, does not have local co-op. I was a bit surprised that the first arcade game does not have 2-player support, even though the second one does. So, and then of course all the rest of them do, except the Game Boy version. So I thought that was a little strange, but I think like online co-op would have been a better way to go in addition to local co-op, because while I like being able to play with a friend, I think it would have been more convenient and easier for people to play online with each other. So I think Konami probably should have invested in that. But anyway, we're going to go through these games a little bit. Start out with the one that I first started playing, and that will be the NES version of Contra. I'm actually going to play the Japanese version so y'all can kind of see the cutscenes and see the differences there. Now, the 30-man code still works here. Up, up, down, down, left, right, square, circle, start. There is the cutscene that I talked about. Every time you complete a mission, there will be a small cutscene like this. Of course, it will be in Japanese. So, unless you are very fluent in Japanese, which I am not, you will not be able to read this. So, we'll just skip that. As you can see in the top left-hand corner, the 30-man code does in fact work. Like I said before, it is up, up, down, down, left, right, X, square, circle, start. Now, when you play the arcade version is a much different experience from the NES version. The bridge that I just ran across, you don't have to worry about it hurting you in the NES version, but in the arcade version, it can hurt you if you run across it in the arcade version. So it's actually best to go across the water in the arcade version, and you get spread much earlier in the first stage than you would in the NES version. So, like I said, a lot of differences, and like I said, it's enough to keep the experience interesting, but I would have been more satisfied with completely different experiences. And like I said, with Contra Force missing from the NES version and the four PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 titles, Konami certainly had a lot to choose from, and I just feel like they went with the cheap and easy option here. But still, you know, considering the price I paid, which was just $4, I felt like, it's not really that bad of a deal. But if you were one of the unfortunate ones to pay $20 for this, then my heart goes out to you, because I probably would have felt a little screwed. But I do like the original Contra did bring a little bit of a trip down memory lane as far as the Contra experience. I can't remember if not one I want. I was thinking one of these had shield, but I better quit fooling around here. Alright. Aw, how did I not get that? Everything's easier with spread, isn't it? Of course, another cutscene, which is not in the American version. And of course, this map thing is not in the Japanese or is not in the U.S. version either. The waterfall. You can actually destroy those rocks if you want to. I'm not sure if it gives you any points. Sure, it probably does, but... And one thing that I forgot to mention, and I encountered it just then, is a movement glitch, which, like, I was trying to turn right there a minute ago, and he wouldn't turn right. I have encountered that movement glitch in every Contra game, and I'm not sure if it was a glitch that was always present in the games, or if it was something that was always there. I'm gonna guess that it was probably always there, and Konami just didn't fix it. But it is kind of annoying and frustrating. Got me killed a lot in Super C. Like when when you try to make him go left, sometimes he'll go right. When you, like in Super C, you have top-down stages, and instead of going up, sometimes he'll face down. So it's makes the game a little frustrating to play. I felt like that should have been addressed. But it did not. Whoa. Don't know what that was. But like I said before, the movement bug is in every Contra game. Even the Game Boy version. Like sometimes he will just, like I said, he will like I said, it does, sometimes it's and there's that. Probably do one more stage and then I'll stop and play another one. And we'll skip this. My cousin had this game, and she really wasn't much of a gamer, but this is one game that she kept. I think she kept it more because she liked to play it, but she knew I liked to play it too, so, but we would, she wasn't much of a gamer, like I said, but she would always play this game with me, so we spent many time many times, many hours playing this over and over again. I think I get fire here, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. I think I get something here too, but I don't think it's... nah. Ah, there it is. Ooh, I'll take that. Of course, I think once you already have rapid fire, I don't think it actually boosts your spread even more. I think just once is enough, I think. Now, the Game Boy game of Contra, like, you can actually see the difference in spread. At the very beginning of the stage, like you start out with like 3 spreads, and if you get another spread, it actually goes from 3 shot spreads to 5. So I like that you can actually see the difference. Whoa. Usually I've killed one of them by now. I can kill both at the same time. I guess that works. This seems to be the stage where I always lose at least 1 life, so we'll go ahead and do the snowfield. And when I die once, we'll shut it off. The beginning of this is kind of tricky because of that right there. And that. Oh, I ducked too soon. Okay, well, I did say I'd shut it off after just one, so. So that is Contra, and the Super C game. Now there's codes here. However, this is where things get a little weird because the code, well, didn't work that time. Right, left, down, up, square, circle, start. Oh, that's right. You have to wait for the screen to stop and then do it. So, well, still not doing it. Okay, yeah, there we go. Yeah. So wait for the screen to completely stop and then input it right, left, down, up, circle, square, and then start. So for some reason, it doesn't do it if you hit. It doesn't work if you hit X circle like in the first one. So you have to kind of keep straight. I think the up, up, down, down, left, right. Yeah. So you have to keep the code straight a little bit because, like, in the first game, it's up, up, down, down, left, right, X circle start. But in the second Contra, it's right, left, down, up, circle, X start. So kind of have to, you almost have to write these codes down in order to remember them. And you can do it before the main screen pops up. I was just, like I said, I was hitting square circle instead of, I was hitting squares circle instead of circle squares. So and this is where the movement bug really, where I first noticed it. Like I said, it got me killed a lot of times playing this. Like I said, that's something that I feel like Konami should have addressed. I don't know how it got missed, but it's pretty much in every single version. Of course, they... Whoa! See, there it was just then. I'm gonna play a little bit more here, but yeah, that's the movement bug right there I was talking about. I was trying to turn in the other direction and it wouldn't let me. So, like I said before, that can make the game very, very frustrating. Oh, I wasn't far enough away. It's the first time I think I've faced the copter with an outspread. I don't think I have faced the chopper without spread before. This is probably the first time since I have... First time I haven't killed the chopper by now. So anyway, that's the second game. Now, one thing that is a little strange, if you go to the Japanese version, scroll down to Super C, enter the same code as before, right, left, down, up, circle, square, start. Well, actually, that may not have, yeah. You will notice instead of 10 lives, the Japanese get 30. What the crap? It's like, is this their way of screwing over like Americans and saying, ha ha ha, we're giving Japanese more lives or something? Or their way of saying they hate Americans or what? I'm not sure, but yeah. Apparently, in the Japanese version, you get many more lives. um, Now, unfortunately, like if you're trying for a trophy completion, the only way the trophies will unlock on PlayStation is if you beat the US versions. If you complete the Japanese versions, you won't get a trophy unlock. I already tested that out. So if you're looking to coast through that one and still nab the trophy, sorry to disappoint. So go ahead and start the arcade version of Contra so you can get an idea of how different it is. You do get an option of easy, normal, or very hard. I'll start it off on easy so everybody can get an idea of how fast-paced it is, even on the easiest setting, because there are some people that like a challenge that like all of the movement issues and and there is no codes here, at least none that I've been able to make work. So you're pretty much at the mercy of what the game gives you. Now here's where I was talking about before. If you go over that bridge, it'll hurt you. So I usually just go in the water. And it is also very short here. I mean, it's not as, like the stage is not as doesn't really take as long. Like you're already at the end before you know it seems like. That's not anything, so... I'll play through this. I'll try to get as far as I can, so so you can see the differences between this and the NES version. Now, in this part, you notice there is a timer in the upper right-hand corner. If you don't get to the base area by the time the timer reaches 0, you'll lose a life. So. So time is unfortunately a factor, and of course you have to use the map to go in the right direction. If you try to go left, he won't go nowhere. So always try to make sure that you're going in the oh! I did not mean to pick that up. Now I've got to hurry. Whew. Definitely cut it a little close. Whoa. Lost my rapid fire. Those things seem to stay open a little bit longer in the base game than they do in the NES version. Of course, you have to be a little bit more mindful of the bubbles since if you're shooting with a regular gun. I must have gotten a free laugh somewhere in there. Oh, ducked up too soon. Now, in this one, I noticed in the NES version, it is very easy to kill him. However, In the arcade version, he hones in on you. The guys in the pool, like they'll shoot in different locations, but in the NES version, they're always shoot in one location. So, but he'll try to home in on you playing this version. Whoa. Oh, wrong button. I was going to shoot first before jumping, and I mashed the wrong button. Shoot. I probably won't get past this point. Just because. And like I said, this is very different. Only because you have enemies running past you, you have turret guns, and then you have the overhead. So, very different from the NES. A lot more difficult. So that is the arcade version. Super C, I probably won't even get that far. I've not really played the Super C version a lot. Now, one thing I forgot to mention in Contra. Okay. Notice how you said. Notice how I said there was no two-player co-op. So press start, one player only. Okay. So if you wait for the game to start playing a demo, you will notice that surprise, surprise, another player is in the game. So yeah, so a one-player game, and yet two people are playing the demo. That's not confusing at all. So, yeah. So just exit out of that. Now in Super C, they're like... It will give you an option to play as let's see. I thought it did. I thought Super C was two-player only. I could have sworn it said. See, I unfortunately have one controller, so I can't test out if in actuality the two-player option is actually like in this game, and maybe they just didn't change the game menu screen. I'm trying to see if it says something different without me. And I only have one controller, and I've actually tried to test this theory a little bit by switching controller ports, and like I still control like the same first player. So I guess you actually have to have two physical controllers in order to test out this theory. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe it just says one player, but in reality it is two player. They just forgot to change it. Whoa! Ah! As you can see, there is a... Whoa. As you can see, the arcade version is very different. Oh, what a jib. Nothing I can do about that. I always miss that. One thing I haven't been able to figure out is like, how can you identify the weapons in the arcade version? I mean, you can't literally tell, like all the weapon types are like the same here. I mean, and they go by so fast. Like the way he shoots, like the only way you can really get them is if you know they're coming. So I think this game is a lot more slower paced than a lot of the others. I mean, he can't, like, he's a lot slower to shoot. Seems like he's like running in slow motion. Seems like. So I guess that's why I haven't played this particular game too much, because I really don't like it. So the next one is Contra 3. Now here is where the code thing starts to struggle a little bit, as to the best of my ability, there doesn't seem to be any extra live codes here, so people who are expecting an easy run here will be sadly disappointed. There is an options menu where you can adjust to give like 5 or 7 lives, and you can even adjust it to easy. However, if you go over to the we go over to the Japanese version, there is a code that will work for the Japanese version, but it takes a few tries though. I'm gonna see if I can. It's a very hard. It's down and then down, right and then right on the D-pad, and then start. You would think, well, it's very easy to implement. Yeah, no, not really. Like, I think I finally, my first time of trying to do this code, I think I got it like 1 out of 7 times. So it's a bit of a frustrating code to enter in. So, you know, like an up, up, down, down, left, right would have been great here, but instead we get a code that is a crap to implement. So my condolences for the Japanese. And I may not be able to get it to show you. Try a couple of more times and I may just call it quits. Like I said, I don't know why Konami just didn't make the codes all the same here. I mean, like, you know, have the same code in Contra for all of the games, because, like, for exact reasons like this. I mean, but I know for a fact that the 30-man code for the Japanese version of this game, it does in fact work. like I said, it's very hard to implement and get to work. And I think I'm probably just going to try it another time or two and then call it quits. But very, very frustrating code to enter in. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to give up there. Like I said, and like I said before, if you're trying for a trophy completion, and if you get the 30-man code in the Japanese version, like I said, it will take a few tries, maybe even 10 tries. I think I tried there and I still couldn't get it. You will not get the trophy completion, so just be forewarned about that. But might have a better shot at completing the game. I feel like Konami should have made more of an effort to... I'm going to play this on the easiest mode so I can give everybody an idea of how fast-paced it is. But there's two different audiences that Konami could have catered to here. You have the people that like a challenge, and then you have the people that like a game but not too challenging, that like the action but nothing too challenging. I feel like Konami did not do a good enough job catering to because I don't know what hit me there. Because while stuff like this would have not dissuaded me from playing this game, you know, the bugs and the lack of extra lives wouldn't have dissuaded me. With my cousin, would have been more than enough. So, whoa. So, you just, I feel like if they would have made the 30-man code more easier to access, maybe fix the movement bugs, then people like my cousin would have enjoyed this game. But as it stands right now, if you don't like a challenge, like if you want like a if you want an easier time of it, then you're going to be very disappointed with this game. And I found that the C weapon here is actually I found that for this first boss, the C weapon is a must because it kills him very quickly. So I'll try to hold on to that C weapon for the boss, and you'll see why. Homing is also one that you want to try to hold on to for the boss after this, if possible. Here is where you have to rely on movement skills. And wait until this subsides, and then you can pass. This can sometimes be a little tricky at first, but Fire Pit gets easier the more you do it. And that's just a spread, you can skip that. And here is where the C weapon is going to come in handy. Did not take long at all. Now, this next stage, a lot of people may find this a little frustrating at first. And it took me a couple of tries to, and I guess it would have helped if I would have read the manual first. Although I'm not sure if this is included in the manual, actually. It may be. But in order for him to move around, L1 and R1. And like I said, it did not realize that at first couple playthroughs. And be wary about close. I love this weapon. Really easy to find the enemies, or to remember the enemies' locations after you played it for a few times. Be very wary of crossing those. C is nice here, and of course collect that. Here is where homing comes in handy. Make sure you always keep him in the top left of your screen, because he can come up on you very quickly. So just make sure you are always moving, and just keep him. Like I said, just keep on moving. Oh, I thought that was something else, actually. And here's where he will try to land on you. Obviously, just don't let him. And that is the third one. And I'll just stop it there. So that gives you an idea of... now, the Japanese version... now, oh, I forgot Operation C. Getting ahead of myself. Now, the Operation C, there is, let's see, there's an extra live code here. One, two. May have inputted that one too many times. Nope. So, you start out with 2 lives going through the base game, but if you do the cheat code, you can get 9 extra lives. It's up 4 times, down 4 times, left 4 times, and then start. And then you get 9 lives instead of 2. Let's see. I think. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So, and there is also like a stage select code here. which you could use to skip a large part of the game. Up, up, down, down, left, right, X, O, and then start. And then it will go to the stage select screen. However, we're just going to play normal. Now wait and try to hit spread after that, because it will get stuck on that small thing up, like that small platform up there, if you hit it too soon. Now here's what I was talking about before, like you see like how he has like 3 spreads, right? When you get another one, you see the difference, how he goes from 3 to like 4 or 5. I mean, you can actually see the difference there. Pretty much here, all you have to do is just shoot up and pretty much take out anything that comes near you. Make sure you get the homing. This will make the final boss a little easier, so try to hold on to homing here if you can. Wait for that to pass by, because you may accidentally grab it by mistake. And like I said, you need to try to keep homing. Although, if you get that, it will make it a spread. So, spread's still good, but you're about to find out why homing is preferred here. And it's sometimes better to fire before you jump, because there's always some guy waiting in the wings. Now you know why I told you to make sure you don't lose homing, because homing makes that boss so much easier. Also makes this stage pretty easy too, if you can hold on to it. If you accidentally do that while you have homing, you can just kind of wait and it'll eventually disappear if you don't want to grab it by mistake, because you will stop right here and have to face a boss. So if you don't want to accidentally pick that spread up, make sure you wait it out. And for this, you just pretty much just have to move around. If you have homing, just have to pretty much keep moving. Now this guy's a little tricky. It's another situation where you can just kind of wait it out before proceeding forward if you don't want to accidentally pick that up. You have to pretty much stay on this side of the screen, or the bombs will get you. So He will throw bombs at you, like if you're over here in this area, so staying on this side is preferred if you don't want to lose a life. However, you have to be wary of enemies appearing from the left as well. Can sometimes make it a little tricky. And this one is a homing missile, so it's you can go ahead and get that. This next boss coming up is the same one you faced earlier, but from a different perspective. So pretty much same principle, just kind of keep moving and firing, and you should be able to take him out. Just make sure that you stay out of the... Ooh, I think I got lucky there. This boss is very easy with homing missiles, so the main one that you have to stay clear of is the easy peasy. So that is the Game Boy version of Contra. Now the cheat codes for the Japanese version of this one is the same. It gives you the same amount of lives, and it has a stage select code. So so the only games that are different as far as lives and cheat codes is Super C and Contra 3. So the next one, Contra Hardcore. Now, this is the hardest one out of all of them, in my opinion. And unfortunately, the cheat codes do not work in this one to the best I can tell you, because I have tried numerous methods, and if there's cheat codes in this, they are very hard to implement, because I have not been able to figure out or implement. This is why I was suggesting Konami should have just did something simple and made all the codes the same as the first one. You know, just like I said, up, up, down, down, left, right, X, circle, start is very hard to not get right, but you know, and then that would have been a good thing to change for the remaster. You know, make it easier for people that aren't as good with action games to still be able to enjoy this experience, because like I said, there's a lot of people like my cousin and his friend that would probably find this way too challenging. Well, as you can see, enemies are not in short supply here. Like I said, it does not take you long to die in Contra Hard Force. Especially if you're not really paying much attention. One thing I do not like about Contra Hard Force is the explosions sometimes are so great you can't even see the projectiles that kill you. You know, I couldn't tell you how many times I have died because I simply have not saw what kills me. See, even simply jumping over a barrel. Well, can't remember how you change. There we go. I don't understand why one type of gun isn't enough to kill that tanker, but like my regular fire button is, but yet my homing rockets won't destroy it. Then you can't remember how to change the configuration, and then, well, you die. So, there you go. Watch out here because he makes another dash at you. Climb up here. I haven't played this game too much, so I haven't gotten too terribly far. I do better than that. And you also have the option of playing as other characters. Let's play as the robot. Keep aiming up and you'll eventually kill him. The big trick is avoiding the fireball at the beginning. I'll have to go a little further, I guess. The enemy! Ah. Oh, I thought he came at me from below. Well, I haven't faced him too much, so I haven't really studied his movements yet. Like, I haven't really played this one too much, so can't really offer much insight there. Now, in the Japanese version, there appears to be a 70. There's apparently a way you can get 70 lives in the Japanese version, but I never could get it to work. If you can, best of luck. But other forums said they have gotten the code to work in the Japanese version, but I have not been able to. So you kind of start to see a pattern here. Konami clearly favors the Japanese over Americans. So, given the number of lives, or they just think maybe they think we're much better players that we don't need the extra lives. So, yeah, we'll go with that. I'm just kidding, of course. Now I think, with the European versions, I can't remember if you... Okay, yeah, you do. Okay. Couldn't remember if you got an options menu in the European version, but it looks like you do. Like I said before, the European versions are direct copies of Contra 3 and Contra 4. You get an option of an original mode and turbo mode. Now, one thing that the manuals on the forum do not tell you is, as you can see, yeah, the stage is exactly the same. One thing I would like to mention, and it's not in the gaming manuals, if you try to figure it out. Most games will have 2-player A and 2-player B. What that means is, if you select 2-player A, when you're in a stage that's where you're above the characters while they're playing instead of on the side. If you're playing 2 players and playing 2-player A, the screen will be split in half. If you're playing 2-player B, both players will be fighting on the same screen. So if you try to research that in the guides, you will not find it. I actually had to go online to try to figure that out. Seems like there was something I was going to look for in Contra C. I couldn't remember if... See, in the Super C and the arcade version, there is no real way to distinguish what weapons you get. Like if you if you get spread, I mean, all the weapons look the same. Play it again and show you, but you don't know what you have until you pick it up. I didn't really like that. See, there is no way to tell what that weapon is. Or that weapon. That spread, of course, because we remember it, but... And a lot of these weapons you can't really get until... I got lucky there. Crap, he can't jump worth a crap in this one. But yeah, I mean, you can't really tell what power-ups you're picking up here, and I don't understand. Because in the first one, you can clearly tell. So, like I said, I mean, considering I just paid $4 for this, I'm not too terribly disappointed. I mean, I'm kind of bummed because I was kind of expecting more from this. But if you were one of the ones that paid, I can't remember how much this was when it originally released. I think I read online that some people paid $20 for it. If you were one of the ones that did that, my heart goes out to you because I would have felt very screwed if I would have paid $20 and just got... I mean, it's still a fun experience, don't get me wrong, but I just felt like Konami should have done so much more with this because there's people that aren't very good at action games that still want an enjoyable experience that's not too hard. And I feel like Konami should have done more to appease those people. Now, people that like a challenge, like myself, would still probably buy this and give it a try, but like Contra could have did more for the other crowd. So if I'm going by Game Informer's review system, I would have to give this game a 6 out of 10, just because the game just seems to be restricted to a certain audience. So if you like action games but you're not too terribly good at them, you don't want something that's fast-paced and challenging, you may want to stay clear of this. Now, I would like to make a quick note on PlayStation Plus before ending this broadcast. If you're not on PlayStation Plus and you're thinking about becoming a member, you can do what I've done for the last couple of years. Instead of paying the $60 price tag for a year, you can wait for their Black Friday sale, which is usually middle to the end of November, and it goes from $60 to $45. So then you're pretty much paying a little under $4 a month for 36 titles a year, exclusive discounts up to 90% off of select titles, cloud storage, multiplayer, share play. The extra and premium tiers are also available at a cheaper price tag. However, before you explore the extra and premium tiers, ask yourself 2 questions. 1, how many games do I play in a month? And secondly, how long does it take me to play these games? If it's most people, I think, need to look at what they're playing on these extra and premium tiers and make sure that the price they're paying per month is worth it, instead of just going out and just buying the game outright. So just take your time and think about it before you think about upgrading to the tiers, and make sure that you are not paying too much. But I recommend, you may get lucky with PlayStation Plus and they may run their sale more than just on Black Friday, but in November. But the last couple of years, the only time they have ran it is one time, and it's been that time. So, but anyway, that concludes this review. I hope you got something out of this. Hope y'all have a great day. God bless.